8 titles. But past achievements guarantee nothing. We start again from zero.
Hello and welcome to the official launch of the Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 W13 e-Performance, live from the home of British motorsport, Silverstone. Today we're welcoming in a new era of Mercedes AMG and Formula One. Of course, that means we're going to be revealing the new car, but we're also going to be talking about our future in every sense.
That's right. We're going to be taking a look at the new season. We're going to be finding out more about the new driver lineup. And we're going to be meeting up-and-coming Mercedes AMG junior drivers. And then we'll take a good look at the W13, which is waiting for us just over there.
Very excited to see this new Mercedes AMG lineup. So it's probably time to welcome in the drivers, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Well, welcome both. Great to see you. And how are you feeling, Lewis, about this new era of Formula One?
Well, thank you for the warm welcome. It's good to see everyone. Yeah, I'm excited. I think everyone's excited to see the car that they showed us, I think, in Bahrain for the first, I think it was Abu Dhabi, I think, when Ross Brawn took us into the office and showed us all the drivers, the future of the sport and the effects that it hopefully should have on racing. And then I think it was at Silverstone last year where they actually showed us the full model, to then just seeing the incredible hard work in the background with all the engineers and mechanics back at the factory designing and putting this thing together, to finally see it. We're going to be out in an hour, so it's an exciting time.
Well, Lewis, as we mentioned earlier, this is now your 10th season with Mercedes-AMG, and you've enjoyed plenty of success together, probably more than you could have imagined, and you're now the most successful driver in F1 history. So with that in mind, what goals are you setting for 2022?
I think it's very surreal to think that it's 10 years. I come to the factory, and I was just saying earlier that seeing George have his seat fit whilst he's been in and around, and so it feels very natural, him being here. Seeing the seat fit he was having was very, very reminiscent of when I had my first seat fit in 2013, and just remembering how exciting that was and what a privilege it was to be a part of the Silver Arrows. And the journey that we've been on has been absolutely phenomenal. So going into this year, I haven't really set any goals initially. I think naturally every single individual within this team has worked towards the ultimate goal of winning the World Championship. And again, raising the bar and doing something that no one else has ever done before. We've done 8. Now we've got to move on to the next one.
Ooh, I love it. Fighting talk. It's amazing, though, isn't it? It's a blank canvas. We talk about this transition of you settling into the team. It's obviously your 4th season in Formula One. Knowing everyone as well as you do, has that kind of helped with the nerves of this big build-up to finally driving the car?
It certainly makes everything easier because there's so many faces that I've known over the past 6 or 7 years now, and when we started working together, we're straight into business. Obviously, the relationships are always built over time, but I already knew so many of the people, and obviously having worked with Lewis, or seeing Lewis work when I was a junior driver and sitting in the engineering briefings, that will also feel quite natural to go in there, being teammates with him, racing alongside him. And I think it's going to be a really exciting season for all of us and for Formula One generally, because there's so much change, there's so much to learn, there's going to be so much development over the course of this season. We really need to be on top of our game as drivers to help give the feedback to the team, and working as one to really push the car forward, because I think from the first race to the last race of the season, there'll probably be some drastic changes we see on the cars.
Yeah, a huge amount of development, I'm sure. You say natural to be alongside him. It must also be a bit surreal. The greatest driver of all time, arguably, definitely. How do you respond to that challenge and also opportunity?
It's definitely surreal, and I mean, I think we've all seen the photo of Lewis and I when I was
so cute.
10 years old. I think we have both changed quite a lot since then, and it's incredible to see. Obviously, I was a young kid aspiring to reach Formula One, and Lewis was obviously world champion at the time, and Lewis was a superhero to me. You see these incredible people, and you don't think they're human. And obviously now, growing up, having the opportunity to race alongside Lewis is a real privilege for me, because I've got such a great opportunity to learn and see how the best does it.
Well, Toto, having heard all of that, as the team principal, what are your hopes for this new driver lineup of George and Lewis?
Well, definitely we saw that both of them improved since the photo was taken.
You've got better with age, like fine wine.
I mean, Lewis, okay, but definitely George.
We've got better since then. I don't know what about you.
Oh, listen. That is not how to talk to the new boss. Can I just say, a little lesson in diplomacy, always flatter the boss.
Yeah, I know.
I admit, that's one point for you.
Yeah.
I shall pay you back today again. What are my hopes? The hopes are, first of all, that we have a competitive car. It's not a given with the new regulations. People are saying, are we going to win another title? And I think we don't know whether we're even in the hunt for another title. What I know is that this team has always been able, even if circumstances were difficult, like the beginning of last year, to just through grit dig ourselves out of disadvantageous situation. And wherever that car is, I'm sure that we will be doing everything to be as competitive as we are. So my hope is that the car goes fast, and that Lewis and George are happy with how it drives, and then that would be a good starting point.
But now, it is the moment we have all been waiting for. It's time to reveal the Mercedes AMG F1 W13 E-Performance.
We start again from zero.
Wow. There she is in all her glory. Absolutely magnificent. So this must be a big moment for you both, but coming to you first, George, how does it feel to see the car in the flesh?
It feels incredible. Obviously, both Lewis and I have driven so many laps in the simulator of this. We've seen all the drawings, we've had so many meetings and presentations about it, but suddenly seeing it all come together, seeing all of the men and women who have put so much hard work and grit into making this and coming together here, I think it looks incredible. And I think, you know, the silver back, we've had an incredible livery with the black over the past couple of years, but the silver back on track, I think, is going to look incredible.
Really, really does. Now, you've been part of many a shakedown over the years, Lewis, but does it feel just as exciting as ever?
It does. I mean, it just takes you back to being a kid. I think it's always exciting watching. I mean, with this new era of car, we've never seen such a drastic change, right? So it's such a huge change in so many ways that it's just been really interesting seeing the designers and everyone coming together to find the best ways of creating a masterpiece. And we have no idea how it's going to handle. We have driven laps on the simulator, but making sure that we get the right correlation. That's why I think George is out first today. I think I'll be out after him. And,
You've timed that quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather is insane.
Yeah. Exactly.
Brings a whole new meaning to the word shakedown, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Well, Lewis, you just said it there. The regulation changes this time around are huge, and they've been put off by a year due to COVID. So fans are incredibly excited to see this car, but they also hope that it's going to bring closer racing and more overtaking. So from the driver's perspective, do you think that's what it's done?
I will have no idea until we drive it, but
yeah.
I mean, that's something that everyone and all us drivers have always wanted, is closer wheel-to-wheel racing. You see more of that, obviously, in the lower ranks when you get down to go-karts, but as you get up and further into, obviously, the pinnacle of the sport, it's harder and harder to follow. So I really, really do hope that this delivers what they say it's going to deliver. But again, this is just the first step. I'm sure it will evolve through the year. But yeah, it's probably one of the most exciting times, probably like my first year, seeing a new car that I've never driven. It feels like a first again.
Absolutely. Well, talking about evolution and, you know, the competitive spirit, does the competitor in you make you curious to see the other car launches and see how the other teams have interpreted the rules?
Definitely, because I mean, I've been going to the wind tunnel over time and just watching and seeing the thing evolve. And that's what's one of the most exciting things about our sport, is we have no idea what the other teams are doing. We have no idea, once we put this thing on track, how it's going to interact with the road, and we don't know what the others are going to bring. And there could be some surprises. There's going to be an interest. There'll probably be different steps between week 1 and week 2 of testing. So yeah, I guess our job is just to focus on our job and our task, which is getting on top of this and really trying to dial in and understand it so we can hit the ground running.
Absolutely. Now, George, new season, new team, new car. So where do you even begin to start to put together your job list, and where do you set your priorities?
I think you have to go in with an open mind. I think it's almost important not to set too many targets or too many goals, because we don't know what this is going to offer. And you can't go in with too many preconceived ideas, and we've got so much change. It's the biggest change we've ever seen with the cars, but then we have the tyres as well, and how that's going to work together. Obviously, with myself working with a new team, with a new set of engineers, we just have to keep an open mind and be dynamic to the situation. And as we said before, I'm sure there's going to be so much change, so much development across the course of the year. And I think that's where we really want to focus on, because we know there will be drastic improvements, we hope improvements, as the season progresses, and that's where we need to make sure we're on the right side of that.
Yeah, it really keeps you on your toes, doesn't it? We touched on it already, Lewis, but we know just the sheer amount of hard work that's gone in, the busiest winter ever, I'm sure. Can we just have a word from you both on the team effort that's gone into producing this?
Well, with all due respect, you won't know, because there's over 2,000 people who worked the craziest hours to put these things together. I mean, this huge floor that we have this year, I mean, I was just told of the amount of hours it takes to put this floor together would blow your mind. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours just into building a floor. So incredibly proud of everyone, as always, just to see everyone so focused year on year. It's, you know, we've just done something no one's ever done, and winning an 8th world title, constructors title, and to see them so hungry and driven and focused and taking all their experience and the emotion of the end of the year and putting it into this year's car is it's inspiring. It's empowering. I'm looking forward to getting out.
I'm sure you are itching to get out on it as well, George, but just tell us your appreciation for the team as well.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. You really do see it, and even after I've had a long day in the simulator and you think you'll be one of the last ones there, you walk out and it's all dark and you still see everybody sat in their offices, because this is their car, this is their engine, and they believe in it, and they really want to do everything they can to see it succeed, and that is just so inspiring for me as a racing driver, and that puts the pressure on us to go out there and perform, because these guys are there working day and night to deliver a beast, and as I said, it's truly inspiring, and it's down to us to put it on the track today, see how it feels. I don't think Silverstone in this storm is going to be the most representative, but obviously we have Barcelona next week, and I mean the race is just around the corner.
Come on then, be honest. Are you like the new boy where you try and stay really late to earn the brownie points? I'm the last to leave. Turn the lights out as I go.
I can try, but I won't be, because there's always somebody later. But no, I think it's everybody's willing. Nobody's forced to do it, but they are doing what is necessary to try and have that advantage and that upper edge on our competition. And as I said, that's just absolutely incredible to see. And as Lewis stated, they've won 8 titles in a row. Nobody has ever done that before. But the motivation to go out and do it again and achieve even more success is incredible, how they can maintain this level of workload and pressure and still deliver. Fingers crossed, but I believe we have a good car underneath us.
Great. George, Lewis, thank you both so very much. We cannot wait to see this out on track. Best of luck for the season.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
All from Mercedes AMG for now, but George and Lewis will be taking this beautiful machine out onto the track a little later today, and we'll be sharing that with you across the Mercedes AMG F1 social media channels, so make sure you follow us there. And from Naomi and I, it's goodbye. Goodbye.